Hey Zan, it's Dad. Let's do some story time. Get you ready for bed. Ready? One night, Granny and Grandpa Pig came over for dinner. Later that night, Mommy and Daddy Pig were going out. Granny and Grandpa Pig would stay and babysit Peppa and George. Which one's Peppa and George? Looks like they're eating pizza, and I see some salad too. It was almost bedtime for Peppa and George, but they weren't tired at all. Can we jump into muddy puddles for just a tiny bit? Asked Peppa. Okay, said Daddy Pig, but just until bath time. Peppa and George jumped up and down until they were covered in mud. They weren't tired yet. Peppa, George, called Daddy Pig. Time to take a bath before bed. Pigs love mud. They love rolling around in it. Look how dirty they are. Peppa and George splashed in the bath until they were both nice and clean. You must be tired after all that splashing, said Daddy Pig. Splish, splash, plop. I see the rubber ducky in the bathtub, too. We're not even a little bit tired, cried Peppa. Snort, snort, laughed George. I think that's how pigs laugh. They snort. Peppa and George hopped out of the bathtub. Then they were dried off and put on their pajamas very slowly. I see one of them has a dinosaur on his pajamas. The other one's got a heart. They brushed their teeth for an extra long time. Brush, brush, brush. Time to get into bed, said Mommy Pig. We want to tuck you in. Yippee! Cheered Peppa. Mommy and Daddy Pig were ready to leave. Remember, Granny and Grandpa Pig are right downstairs if you need anything, said Mama Pig. Good night, Peppa. Good night, George. It looks like Mama and Daddy Pig have a hats on. You see their hats? One's got a feather in it. Mommy and Daddy Pig got into their car and left for the evening. George, are you awake? Peppa asked. Oink, oink, George snorted. The lights were off and they were cozy in their beds, but they couldn't fall asleep. One of them's got a stuffed dinosaur. It looks like it's blue. Granny and Grandpa Pig were watching TV when they heard little feet come downstairs. Peppa, George, you should be in bed, said Granny Pig. We're not even sleepy yet, said Peppa. Can we watch TV with you? Granny Pig smiled. Well, I suppose watching a little TV might make you sleepy. Hooray, shouted George and Peppa. What are they watching? All I see is a flower on the TV. Must be like a garden show. Peppa and George didn't like the TV show. Grandpa Pig, she said, can you play that game where you throw us up in the air and catch us? Okay, said Grandpa Pig, but only one turn each. They look pretty happy. Looks like Grandpa Pig's throwing them in the air, catching them. Later, Mommy and Daddy Pig returned home from their night out. It looks like everybody's sleeping on the couch. And I see the stuffed animals fell on the floor. The little piggies are asleep, Daddy Pig laughed. And so are the big piggies. All right. That was a good story. Love you, Zan. Hope you're getting some rest. Bye. Dad loves you.